I'm Dustin, Prince of Aphotic Realm, and this is Bo, my indie author friend.
Fabulous powers will be revealed to you the day we hold aloft our mics and say,
I have the geekdom!
Geek-Men and the Masters of the ThunderNerds.
ThunderNerds! Ho! Welcome to another episode of Geek-Men and the Masters of the ThunderNerds. I'm Dustin.
Bo.
And this is the podcast that talks about all the things you love.
Out all the hate.
That's right. And today we are back with a very special guest, and it would seem a fan favorite. Liam Gil is with us in the cave today, the castle. How's it going, Liam?
It's a little humid in here, I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Yeah, it's because it's all the awesome man going on in here.
Man, there. And now I know why you guys wear trousers.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, and I'm kind of scared.
All right, well,
we just wear the furry underwear in here. Just the furry underwear.
Furry boots.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. It's humid.
There's a lot of exposed leg in here.
Yeah.
Sweaty man legs touching one another. You know how when you're sitting on a bus, you know, it's like another leg touches you. Skin on skin. I don't like it.
No, I avoid buses. But for anyone listening, you'll remember Liam from, he was in our Season 1, in our Rocky episode, and in our Dragon Ball episode, which, Liam doesn't know this, but that is our most listened episode. The Dragon Ball episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I'm glad.
The fans have spoken.
God. Well, I'm honored. That's really awesome.
We've been itching to get you back for multiple reasons, because we have so many things we want to follow up and talk about with you. Not to mention, you're always a pleasure to hang out with.
Mm-hmm. And I guess I'll have to apologize, because we never got to discuss the Broly movie. But, you know.
Well, one of these days.
Maybe some other time.
Yeah. Well,
it's coming out on Blu-ray pretty soon, so, you know, maybe we'll work something out.
Yeah, and you know, to follow up on that, you know, since the Dragon Ball episode, I have caught the Dragon Ball bug and have blazed through a ton of episodes. I've watched most of Super and like 100 and some episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and watched multiple of the movies of Super movies. I just haven't watched the back half of Super or the Brawly movie yet. So I've been debating on whether to just jump ahead and watch Brawly anyway, or to wait and watch like that big Super tournament, Ultra tournament, or whatever it's called, and see like the really cool stuff that's apparently happening. So I've been debating on whether to be patient or just go ahead and watch it. So, but, you know, good stuff. It's exciting, and I've definitely caught the bug since the last episode.
I'm glad I could get you in on it.
Yeah, it's been fun.
But I hear you guys actually want to talk about another animated series today.
We have a ton of stuff to talk about. So, actually, we have some news we want to talk about. We actually, you know, polled some of our listeners and stuff like that. So we want to dive into some of that. So first up, there's been so much going on, but I just want to touch on Toy Fair 2019. Did you guys see any of the news coverage on that?
Oh, yeah. I've been between like Toy Galaxy talking about stuff and Whoosh, and man, there's been a lot of stuff. I've just been like, oh, I wish I had more money.
Oh, man, the 87 He-Man figures from Super 7. Oh, those looked so awesome. I had to go on and order them right away as soon as it became available. I haven't collected a single one of the Super 7 He-Man Masters of the Universe Classics figures. Not that I never wanted to, just that haven't had like the time or money or anything like that to chase them down. But once I saw those, I'm like, yeah, a Dolph Lundgren He-Man and that Skeletor. You know what? I really got to have those on my desk. So I went down that rabbit hole and jumped on that right away.
My wallet.
I know.
Yeah, I wanted that Toxic Crusader too. I saw that and I was like, oh.
Yeah, but so many things. Yeah, they showed that, and then Super 7 apparently is also going to be doing like some Turtles in some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the same vein. So that was exciting. Exciting news. And then
Mezco, I like what they were doing too. They're kind of moving up in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice that they're having like their options because they're giving like I would say stuff closer to Hot Toys type goodness where it's actually affordable.
Yeah,
like it's hey, if you got like $80-$90, you can have a decent looking 8-inch figure that's really high quality. Like they're doing it like 89 Batman and all these classic X-Men characters and stuff, and they look really good.
Yeah, Hot Toys are definitely
lots of accessories.
Yeah, the accessories are amazing.
Well, I already discussed it with you, Bo, about a pre-order that I made, so I'm just kind of sitting and waiting on that.
What'd you pre-order?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
It should be coming soon, right?
No, it's not coming till June.
Yeah. Tell us what you pre-ordered.
The FH Fig Arts Broly from Super Broly, the movie.
Nice.
It stands, I forget how many inches tall, but it's a pretty big. He's a big boy.
The only other thing I saw that I really wanted was they were doing a one-off Transformers where it was the Ecto 1 Ghostbusters card, and I thought that was just really neat. That why not combine those two things? Ghostbusters card that transforms into a Transformer with a proton pack.
Don't give Michael Bay any ideas.
Oh, you never know.
I like that. Oh, and of course the Target exclusive.
Oh yeah.
TMNT figures.
Yeah, those looked awesome. I have yet to be able to find them. I've been searching at all the Targets and watching like Reddit forums and different toy groups, and people have found them at the Targets I go to. Just they keep finding them and like buying them before I get there. Apparently, it's just like, hey, I found this at my Target and checking in from Northeast Ohio, and I'm like, which one? And they're like, oh, this area, and I'm like, that's where I'm from. Which one? This one or this one? And they're like, oh, it was this one. And I'm just like, I was just there. It's like, why can't I find them? Yeah. Moving on into other news. Will Smith is out as Deadshot in Suicide Squad 2. He, poof, gone. Poof like the genie, and Idris Elba replaces him.
Poof like the genie. I see what you did there.
Yeah, poof like the genie. So this... I'm excited, and it breaks my heart at the same time. I don't know how you guys feel, but for me,
because you know what I said the second you told me.
Yeah, I desperately wanted him to be Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern.
Yeah,
that is who I've been begging for years for him to be. Every time they're like, "Hey, we're gonna have a Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps, and it's gonna be on our roadmap in the DC universe," I'm like, Jon Stewart Green Lantern is Jon Stewart Green Lantern. Have it be Jon Stewart Green Lantern. Get Idris Elba. Do it. Put it on the map. Get it planned. Honestly.
What's his name's out too, right?
Didn't
what's his name? They dropped him too out of the cast.
Who?
I can't think of his name. He played RoboCop in the remake.
Joel Kimmerman.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
well,
thank you, Altered Carbon.
Yep.
I don't think it was necessarily a drop. I think it was just like they're announcing. At first, I thought, oh, he's not coming back, or he got cut.
So does that mean the character, like Rick Flag, is out too, or is somebody being recast as Rick Flag?
No, I think that was like he was announcing like who the characters are in his next Suicide Squad. So I don't think Rick Flag is coming back. Not that Joel Kinnaman isn't coming back. Kinnaman.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, I don't really want to see that recast because I really enjoyed. I really like that dude. Like pretty much everything he's in, you can almost guarantee is gonna be good.
Yeah, I loved Altered Carbon. It was so good.
That dude is he's really talented. He needs to be in more stuff. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know a lot of people hate on RoboCop. RoboCop, that remake's it's good if you just forget that it's a RoboCop remake.
Yeah.
If you ignore the fact that it has anything to do with RoboCop, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then Altered Carbon, I can't even. I love that show so much.
That was great.
Yeah,
really good at that. Yeah.
So, but anyway, getting back to it, I think Elba will be a good replacement as Deadshot.
I was gonna say, sorry. I think the biggest problem with it is Will Smith. He's a great character, but he never seems to be like a leader. If that makes sense. And we're kind of all supposed to believe that Deadshot is the leader of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And even though I don't agree with the casting decision, Idris Elba, we've seen him as a leader, and he makes an awesome leader character.
Yeah. We'll take the monsters at our door.
Yeah.
Chills.
I mean, I'd rather see him as a Green Lantern, but that's me because my favorite Green Lantern was Jon Stewart. I mean, people can argue with me all they want about Hal Jordan or whatever, but
Hal Jordan.
I was like, come on, man. Like, you're a Green Lantern. Your power is based off constructs and the power of will. And you're going to give that ring to a guy who was a Marine. Now he's an architect.
No one has a stronger willpower than Jon Stewart. I don't think.
So good luck. You just made the most OP character.
Yeah. His constructs are always portrayed. They're like somewhat simple, but they are like effective. And like they gave it to Kyle Rayner, and Kyle Rayner was very artistic, and he thought of dragons to fight stuff, and swords and shields, and all these other different things, and they all looked very medieval and detailed and stuff like that. But Jon Stewart's is like, here's this brick wall, here's this, just this round bubble that I'm putting you in, and it's just like it's effective. It gets the job done. Those were the things that I liked about it. Plus, he's just, I don't know. Can you imagine Idris Elba saying, "In blackest day and darkest night"? It's just like, oh man, in that voice, chills.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Plus, him having his girlfriend shoved in the fridge probably wouldn't slow him down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, Kyle.
Yeah. Anyway.
We'll just have to swallow it and move on.
Yeah. Speaking of moving on, Stephen Amell is moving on, and after Arrow, next season is the last season after 10 episodes.
So he called it.
He did.
That's official.
Yeah, he did. He came out on social media and shared a very emotional, sort of goodbye, but wanted all the fans to hear it from him. That he's a firm believer of some shows get long in the tooth and don't know when to stay. Some crawl to the finish line. Some limp along, and he didn't want it. He never wanted Arrow to be one of those shows. He wanted it to go out on a real high point, go out with a bang. So that was something that they had all talked about from the beginning. But especially now, he's now married. He has a daughter. He has other businesses. This has been an effective platform for him to, do a lot of other things that he's been interested in personally and professionally. So basically he was saying that his interests no longer sort of reside in Vancouver. His family is sort of stretched thin, carrying all kinds of crazy hours with, him being in Vancouver and, living somewhere else. So he thought it was just probably time for him to, move on. And so next season he wants to bring it around full circle and try to get as many people that he worked with in season 1 back with him to finish out the show. And they're going to go out with a bang. So season 8, 10 episodes, going to be the biggest season yet, reportedly. So excited to see that. Arrow has had its ups and downs. I think mostly ups. So excited to see that. Bittersweet because, again, he has been a great Arrow, I think. I think he's been a great Oliver Queen. Like I said, I think it's had its ups and downs. I've liked some of the characters they've introduced, not all of them. Some of the plot points have been great. Some of them have been a little annoying. But again, that comes with every show that's had any amount of run. Smallville, having been on for 10 seasons, had quite a few seasons that were sort of a slump. But then it finished out with a bang, in my opinion, and remains to be one of my overall favorite shows of all time. So,
except for Supernatural, can't stop, won't stop.
Well, I mean, every time they look like they're winding down, and they're like, oh, okay, we're gonna wind down, they manage to come up with another idea, and it just keeps going. Nothing is stopping it. You know what I mean? So, I think, I don't know. I think that's a pretty awesome thing. I haven't watched since season 8, when at the time they're like, okay, we're winding down. We're going to do 2 more seasons. We're going to end on season 10 on a high point. So we have an arc for 2 more seasons and then we're done. And then after that, we're like, we have an arc for 4 more seasons. We're going to go to season 14. It's just like, what? All right. Awesome. Good for you guys, man. Like, you know, it's pretty.
Those 2 are going to survive
cool.
the apocalypse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just keep,
and then just keep acting out new stuff.
And I know this is kind of random, but I don't know if you guys caught it. But there was a last Halloween, Jensen Ackles on his Twitter. He actually went and ordered a red hood suit. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
God.
Yeah. Man, that suit was nice.
Yeah, and I was like, please, this man is your Red Hood. Like these
yes,
days, like,
he is. He is like, Jason Todd.
Yes.
He is the Jason Todd of the Bat universe. It's like, seriously. Yep. It needs to happen. And that would be amazing.
He's very believable too. You can see him as a young Robin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
As a kid.
Yep. I would love to see that. And that costume was amazing.
He even had the domino mask when he takes off the helmet. I was like, dang, dog.
Uh-huh. He went authentic.
Mm-hmm.
It was impressive. And one of the other things, he's just fun to follow on social media. One of the other things he said, he might have been at a panel, but I know I saw him tweeting about it. He said one of the things, if any other of the vampire shows ever end on CW, he thinks it should end with the 2 of them showing up and killing everyone on the show.
God, that would be
It's like,
amazing.
Yes, please do that. I think it would be great. It's like, yes, like, okay, we're going to end the show Origins or whatever it's called. And it's like, all right, let's get Sam and Dean in here to clean house.
That's why I was telling Bo earlier, like when I tried to get him into it, that show has ruined all horror for me. Like, I can't take any horror genre, like whether it be a movie or a story, anything serious anymore because of that show. Because I'm reading it or watching it, and I'm just like, Sam and Dean would make mincemeat out of this.
Yeah. Just like, where's
I
the
actually
rock
told him to grade my book too when he got done reading it. I was like, hey, grade my book. Tell me how Sam and Dean would have done in this universe.
It's like they would have been right there at the end, just like, meh.
That would have been great. I don't know, but plowing through trailers, Game of Thrones,
Ooh,
final season.
it's coming. Winter is coming.
Yeah. It looks insane.
Yes.
And Liam, you watch that show, right? I don't think you do, Bo, right? You haven't watched that yet, right, Bo?
No, I don't watch it. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. You have time.
I don't watch that
if
show.
you watch,
No, I don't.
if you watch 2 episodes a day, starting today, you can finish before the premiere April 16th. 2 episodes. That's it.
Basically, take about 2 hours out of your regular daily routine and dedicate to only this.
Yep.
If you gotta lose some sleep, so be it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I need sleep. I gotta write and a bunch of artwork. I gotta edit this show.
Yeah.
I'm quitting the show, Dustin, so I can watch Game of Thrones.
All right, we'll just release it how it is. It's fine.
The ThunderNerds are now going to be on hiatus until April.
April 16th. That's fine. Brawley will come back. And it releases that day too. Or something like that. But yeah, so super excited about that.
Did Dustin and Bo get in a fight or something?
But then the final thing on my list, well, one of the final things, since, and this is only since you're on the show, Liam, Vikings.
Oh.
You watched this season?
I haven't. I'm waiting for all of them because you know how they do that weird split thing where they kind of like do part 1, part 2.
Yeah, this is part 2 of season 5.
I'm waiting for all of it to come around so I can just watch it all in one go because I can't do that normal thing that people do where they.
Oh man! So what was the last episode you watched?
I don't even think I've touched season 5.
Okay, because they just finished season 5.
Yeah, I'm ready.
This is the end of season 5.
Yeah, because this is the last season, correct?
No, they're doing season 6 next year.
I thought they were done. I thought they said that this is it.
No, they're doing season 6 next year, but it's only going to be like 10 episodes, I think.
Oh.
So
because
this is done.
I was getting kind of worried by the end of season 4. I was like, Jesus, they literally killing everybody.
Yeah.
There's not going to be no one left standing by the end of the season.
Yeah, so they finished out season 5 with this season, with this one in January, or maybe early February. They finished out season 5. That was the back half of season 5. So that was like technically episode 20 of season 5. And then next year they're coming back with season 6 and then doing like a short 10 episode run, I believe. So that ought to be good.
I gotta get on it.
Yeah.
And because I can't wait to see Ivar get it. And
there was so many good moments in season 5. I can't believe you haven't watched it. So basically, I've been wanting to rewatch and get some Viking love. I've missed Ragnar and all that. So I convinced the wife April to watch it with me, and while all the other shows were on hiatus, and we watched all the episodes. We still have a few episodes of season 5 to finish. We put it on pause because we had some personal family things going on right now that we haven't finished. It slowed us down quite a bit over the last several weeks. So, but we have only a few episodes left, and we basically binged all 5 seasons almost in like 2 weeks. So she likes it, and it's a good show.
I guess there's always that difficulty of ease of access, of how you get access to the shows, because since it's only like on the History Channel, I think the only way I can get it is through Amazon Prime, I believe.
Yeah, it's all on Prime.
Yep, that's the worst thing. Worst thing about graduating from college, I'm not a student anymore, so my student Prime is gone. And
oh yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yep. And then the other show that I always regret because I never got to finish it, and it was on Showtime. It was Black Sails.
Yeah, I wanted to watch that.
I never got to finish the last season, and it will always bother me. I need to figure out how to get back because that show is awesome.
Yeah.
If you're into pirates, and you love like pirate history and stuff like that, like it's basically Vikings but pirates.
Yeah. Yeah, that one definitely looked interesting. I wanted to watch it at the time. Never got around to it though. But
the Luther from Umbrella Academy is Billy Bones on that show.
I've been wanting to watch Umbrella Academy because Robert Sheehan is in it, and he was in Misfits and a bunch of other stuff that I liked. The British Misfits, not the American Misfits, which was great.
Umbrella's got a good cast.
Yeah, I saw that it definitely has a good cast.
I heard he was in that unfortunate accident called Mortal Engines.
I heard that movie was good, though.
Hey.
I heard good things. I heard nothing but good things about it.
I've heard nothing. I just want to watch it.
Yeah, I do too. I've had several friends watch it and be like, oh my gosh, this movie's amazing, you have to watch it. blah, blah, blah.
I only know what I've heard from Mr. Sunday Movies, and he regards that as the worst movie he's ever seen.
See,
I hate Speed Racer too.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't understand why he hates Speed Racer.
The worst movie I've ever seen is Barbarian.
Sunshine, and he's so confusing.
Yeah, he's all over the place. That's why I have to kind of have to trust him in a weird way. Because see, I can understand why somebody would hate Speed Racer. I understand it because the animation and stuff is just crazy. But I'm also a person that loves anime and manga, so I get it. I get what they were trying to do. It's a live action manga. But for somebody who's not into that kind of stuff, watches that movie, they're like, "Wow, this hurts my face," you know. So I get it because if you take away if that's all you see of Speed Racer is the special effects and stuff like that, then yeah, because that was all I see when the previews came out for Speed Racer. When I saw it, I was like, God, what are they doing? This is like they're not racing at all. This is terrible. And then you watch the movie and you're like, I understand what they're doing here.
Oh, Speed Racer stuff. I can watch that day, night, whenever you put that in front of me, I will watch it.
But yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, it's such a great.
Just go in, watch it, and when you watch it, just automatically have it in your brain that you are watching a live action anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still want Matthew Fox to be Batman. I know it'll never happen, but
yeah,
I really want Matthew Fox to be Batman.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You never know who's gonna be Batman next. So. But,
all we know is that they'll hate it.
Someone in literally probably half the world will hate it, but then the other half will love it. Like I love the Man of Steel and.
Well, I meant like the actor will hate it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that too.
I just don't understand.
That is weird. I don't. The only person I ever. Who is the only person? I think it's Val Kilmer's the only one that actually liked doing it.
Did he? I thought he hated it. I thought he hated it at the time.
Yeah, it could have been like now he's okay with it, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I thought the only person that was okay with it is probably Adam West.
Well, yeah.
and
Adam West did like being Batman,
and Kevin Conroy.
Well, yeah, Kevin Conroy, but Kevin Conroy.
I don't know. I don't think Christian Bale hated it at first. Right? I didn't think he started hating life until Terminator Salvation.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the kind of actor where he needs breaks in between his things so he can do his
good for you.
God. I'm just all I'm saying is something happened tomorrow and said, guess what, Liam? We want you to audition to play Batman. I would do everything in my power to make it work. Everything.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like I would make it my personal goal to be more bigger and more opposing than Henry Cavill and Jason Momoa. just so when I show up to set, I'm like, you puny mortals.
I do remember him.
It would be like you puny immortals.
I do remember Bale being quoted as saying, like, that last day when he was in the suit, when they were fixing to take it off, he didn't want to take it off.
Yeah.
Because he was like, just let me keep it on for a second and kind of remember this.
Yeah.
The kind of pain that the suit gives you, but also the kind of, the sensation of just walking around it and everything. Because he's never going to get to feel that again.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because, I think it's all bittersweet. Because, like, it's a lot of work, right? But at the same time, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So, I don't know. I think everyone has, like, bittersweet moments. And it just depends on the moment when they're asked. But then there's other people that just have bad experiences that end up hating it. But I would, I don't know. But that's my opinion. But you know what? It is the year of Batman, though. It is his 80th anniversary this year.
Oh, man, insane.
Yeah, DC announced a global celebration for Batman. And I think they said it's kicking off at South by Southwest at the end of this month on March 30th. and then on Batman Day, September 21st. But basically, the celebrations are going to continue all year long, and I guess they're going to honor Batman through the hashtag Long Live the Bat. So there's, Detective Comics 1000 is coming out.
Yeah.
So there's been
all those variant covers
of variants and stuff like
that.
that.
So yeah, I really want it so bad.
There's been a lot of Batman chatter, and some of that chatter's come from us and from our listeners. We actually took some questions and asked our listeners and followers some questions, so that was fun. Got a lot of feedback, so we're gonna dive into some of that.
Well, just before I get too excited, we need to just put the vibe out there to DC and let them know that if they're looking for a real cheap, very
Batman.
highly motivated Batman, I got you.
Liam Gil.
I mean, if you're listening out there, Zack Snyder, if you could, just give me a call. There's Zack Snyder right there. Hold on. Hello, no.
Good Lord.
I'm a very cheap and sensitive and caring lover.
Listen. If you think Henry Cavill can get big, wait.
Oh man, that is something else.
But yes, sorry.
So, moving on from big and hard Batman.
Yes, please finish that sentence faster.
So we asked our followers on our various social medias if you're a Batman the Animated Series fan to comment your favorite episode, and we got a bunch of people. Who was
a lot of people, man.
Yeah, what do we got, Bo? You have some of that up?
I know. Let's see. The clear winner. I mean, we got it repeated more than once. It was Heart of Ice.
Yeah.
That was a big winner, and rightly so. I mean, Paul Dini writing on that episode, reinventing the whole backstory for Mr. Freeze was just what he did with it was beautiful. So completely understandable that was brought up more than once because it's a fascinating episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. It's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can pull up some actual quotes.
See, I love the antifreeze, and I think, but my favorite Mr. Freeze moment is from Batman Beyond.
Yes, I know. We've had that moment.
Yes.
That was one of our bro bonding moments.
God, I love that.
Because we both found out we really love that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and be telling them while I'm digging this up.
So, as I'm sure you're aware of Batman Beyond, when in the episode when they bring Mr. Freeze back, they clone him and put his consciousness in like a new body, and basically fix him to where he can just be free.
Yeah.
But through the episode, you slowly learn that he's reverting back to his body. He has that disease, so he has to basically, or not disease or whatever his condition was, and he's basically turning back into Mr. Freeze and has to be cooled down. And then, but while they were creating him, the scientist that was moving his consciousness over to the new body says there might be some momentary discomfort, and then it zaps him and all that stuff. But at the end of the episode, when he finally becomes Mr. Freeze again and he's about to freeze that chick, he looks at her and says,
There might be some momentary discomfort.
and then freezes her. And I was like, oh, yes.
It's so great.
The guy's voice is just great. He made it. They really got him to do like no emotion, so cold, and it was just great how they got him to portray that character and how they wrote that character was great.
That's why.
Let's go down the list. Almost Got Him. Brian Black, a fantastic episode.
Yeah,
that's the one where they're all playing poker.
Tim Rooney also said Almost Got Him as well.
Yeah,
it was just a great concept to have so many of his rogues gallery in there, make an appearance.
Yeah, they kind of took over that episode, which was really fun.
Yep.
and it has a nice turn and a nice reveal.
Yeah.
Killer Croc was my favorite.
Yeah. Fantastic joke in there. I came in with if you're so smart, why aren't you rich? Which John Glover actually came in on that conversation, which was nice. He's very open and approachable on Twitter. He's very cool. He does the voice of the Riddler.
Yeah,
and he's been hitting up the conventions and stuff with Conroy and them.
Yeah,
so
he's actually
cool.
in Ohio this weekend, and I'm so upset that I didn't get to go. That's sad.
Yeah, but he was. You were commenting on it and followed you back up and talking about him being on Smallville. Is of course the excellent Lionel.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Fantastic. Oh, the Grey Ghost episode. Great one. Where the Grey Ghost. Laughing Fish. Great one. Mr. Deadman came in with Feet of Clay. The Clayface two-parter.
Yeah, that was probably some of my favorite episodes too. I just love that Clayface. Those episodes are great. Just can you imagine just I don't know, wanting to be able to act and then just melting? I don't know. Just
yeah. Ron Perlman's performance on that is just that quiet somberness, and then just those outbursts that he had. There was just again the voice acting on that. Just Andrea Romano, she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Did a fantastic job casting that show. Robert Poland and Julian Chan, of course, Heart of Ice again. Sean Schwartz came in with Over the Edge, which I wasn't expecting. That's a great episode.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Batgirl's having having that nightmare.
Uh-huh.
The Scarecrow Gask.
Yeah.
Everything, the whole Bat family's just deteriorating.
And Gordon's chasing and hunting down everyone because she died and found out that, he knew that, Bruce Wayne was Batman, was trying to kill him and bring him in and all that. That was and then it's just at the end of the episode, she tries to tell him the truth and he's just like, it's better if I not know, sweetie. It's like he already sort of knew, but didn't want to know.
That is a very dark episode.
It was. It was a great one. I loved it.
Yeah, they brought back Bane, and he's doing his thing, and he's just awesome. Gaz Williams picked, of course, the Harley and Ivy episode, which, of course, had a huge impact on the whole universe, and that became a huge thing in the comics,
Yeah.
Capstar 1, Second Chances, and The Last Laugh.
Yeah, he says just how goofily fun the Joker is in that one.
Yeah.
And Second Chances.
Because of, Two-Face wrapping up his storyline, essentially.
Yeah. When he slips by Big Bad Heart for a sec, yeah.
That's what I loved about most of these, because a lot of people, especially in the Batman Beyond and stuff, a lot of these characters, their storylines actually wrapped up.
Yeah.
And just the care and attention to that was, I don't think a lot of shows did that. They just kind of trailed off, and you just never hear about the ending of stuff.
Yeah, they'd get away. Oh, they got away, or they're in jail.
Yeah, and then it was just that over and over again, and then the show just ended, and But to have Bane have an ending, and Mr. Freeze, the Phantasm, the Joker, for them to all have definitive endings it's kind of nice, actually.
Good closure.
Over the Edge, Heart of Ice.
Yeah, James
Old
Pollard.
Wounds came up. That was a good episode too. That's the one where Dick Grayson has enough of Bruce's. He just has enough. That's the one where he quits and he slugs him.
Yeah.
It was
Marcus Coach Hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good answer. Joker's Wild.
Rogelio.
Thank you, Hernandez. That's the one where he starts up the the casino.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. Oh, it's with Heart of Ice too.
Yeah. Another one, Holy Batcast said Heart of Ice, but honorable mention Robin's Reckoning, which I thought was a really good one.
Oh yes, that's it. That one won awards.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the writing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And old Biff from Back to the Future did the voice of what is that character's name? Anyway, the one that killed Robin's parents.
Oh, Tony Zuko.
Yeah, thank you, Zuko. Jeez, that would have killed me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good memory.
And Rob D just said there's too many to count, which he's absolutely right. I wanted to throw in the one where Bruce lost his memory, the Cool Hand Luke episode, basically.
Actually, I think someone did mention that.
Did they mention it?
Yeah, because it was like his parents were back, right? Is that the one you're talking about?
No, that was Perchance to Dream, which is, I think that's Kevin Conroy's favorite episode.
Yeah, who mentioned that?
It's the one where he lost his memory. He's undercover. He gets knocked out and he loses his memory. He's being used as like a slave.
Oh. And
then he gains it back, but I just love that. That was an episode I didn't appreciate for a long time. But after a while, I just ended up loving it.
Yeah. It was Tim Rooney. He said that the others that round out his top 5 are Perchance to Dream, Beware the Grey Ghost, and The Laughing Fish, and Heart of Ice. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of that episode is. What was yours, Gil?
Oh, I'm surprised. I'm probably the only one. Oh, Cat's gonna try to ruin the podcast. Nope. Can't do it.
Cat's always ruin podcasts.
Come on, man, don't do it.
Just ask Augie.
So,
yeah,
Blind as a Bat. It's my favorite.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Because I
love that one.
Yeah, because I love that one with the fact that he's a superhero, no superpowers. He just relies on his skills and his working senses. And then you take one of those away. Such an important one like sight, and he still manages to work his way through it. And the ending of it, when he's fighting the penguin and the lights go out, and your penguin's just running around. I can't see anything. I can't see it. He's welcome to my world.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man,
penguin episode. That's a really good one.
Mm-hmm. That's my favorite. Just because. Plus, when he fashions his cowl to give him the vision, and he's got the red eyes. It just looks. Yeah. He looks like the Terminator.
Yeah.
So as a kid, like, I love that episode, and then when I grew up, we watched it. I was like, man, I really love this episode.
Yeah.
So and he's fighting like a super helicopter, right?
Yep.
I wouldn't say I guess it was like a drone, but that's a good one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, a lot of love for Batman animated series, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of love, and it's so good.
So thanks to everybody who commented on that.
Yep.
And nobody remember Blind as a Bat.
Well, there's so many ones.
Yeah,
and there's so many that wasn't even named. Like I don't know. I don't even know. Like what was the name of the one? Like the whole the Tiger Claw ones. Where the red claw chick. What's her name?
And then I absolutely loved.
Those were good episodes.
The New Adventures, when they came back with the big, what was it, the Adventures of Batman animated series.
And
then the revamps.
Yeah, the revamps, and then Superman came on the show because that was when they started doing a lot of crossover stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then that had that whole 2-part episode where Superman was Batman.
Yeah.
They couldn't find Bruce Wayne.
And then they discovered like the nanobots and stuff on the desk. Yeah.
That's my second favorite because Superman fights Bane and beats the crap out of him.
Yeah.
That's Batman, and Bane's like, what the
Oh man, there's one episode, I forget which one, and it's probably been done in multiple episodes, but there was one episode in particular that I remember. It was like some nightclub, and Batman just like dives over this pool table and just like lifts it up and throws it, and it's like, do you realize how heavy a pool table is? To just lift up a pool table, a legit pool table in a pool hall, and toss it? It's just like, that's He's got to be strong.
Spurs, man.
He's got to be strong.
He works out.
Yeah. I hear he works out.
Jeremy Wickett, if you're listening, hurry up and start up your Batman the Animated Series podcast so we can come on it and talk about Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
I know he's been dying to do one, and I really want to come on the show and talk about this.
Yeah.
That could be a whole episode. Jeez.
Yeah, there's so much that we could talk about. I could talk for hours about that. But we don't have time for that. We also asked our listeners, what was your favorite Batman moment across comics, TV, movies, etc. And Sean LaChance said his fight with Jason Todd in Under the Red Hood, which Under the Red Hood was just phenomenal.
Yeah, you take either the comic or the animated movie.
Yeah.
Both are that was just a really gritty, hard fight.
Yeah.
It was very personal. That's what made it awesome. It was very personal.
That was like, I think, probably one of the first DC Direct movies that I saw. And I'm just like, oh, they're not playing around. This is awesome. This is legit. So then I started watching a bunch of the other ones and, getting into the comics about those said movies and stuff like that. And I thought it was really good. And let's see, Tyrone Hagen says it was a tie when Batman met and then beat his evil versions, Owlman and the Wrath, he says. And he has the pictures of the versions up there.
Yeah, it's like the old school evil version of them. But then, most people are more familiar with Owlman.
And he's the alternate universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it called the Wrath or is it maybe Wraith?
I gotta admit, I've only seen that character like in pictures. I've no familiarity with that character.
Yeah, same here. Probably
It's very old school, so he's reaching back, man.
Yeah, so that's that. What else? So we had questions. We asked if anyone had questions for us.
Fan questions.
Fan
We
questions.
got some good ones too.
Some hard ones.
One of which I have a very funny story, and I cannot wait to tell it.
Now you gotta.
Well, it involves you actually. You know it. That's why it's so funny.
Okay, so let's see. Which one do you want to start with? Do you want to start with Street Fighter or with Jesse's?
Yeah, let's start with that. What was
Okay, so we asked, hey, do you have any questions, comments, news, etc. So Jesse Deadman asked us, what is your Street Fighter character and who would win? Bo, who is your Street Fighter character?
See, my go-to is usually Guile. That's who I usually go with. Because I usually like to throw those Sonic Boom, and he has that cool throw over kick. It's really good. Liam, who do you usually go with?
I've always liked Ken Masters because Ryu was always the face. Like everybody goes for Ryu.
Mm-hmm.
No one goes for Ken. So I was always like. So when I played with my friends and stuff, I would always pick Ken because he had all the same moves as Ryu, but he looked different. And plus, I liked the red gi when I was a kid.
I always picked Akuma.
Oh,
That was my go. I think that was him anyway.
the Dark Hotto, huh?
Pretty sure because
But
he was the one that did the spikes, right? That was the guy that did spikes, right? He had like spiky stuff that would come out of his chest and arms and legs and weird stuff.
Oh, that's
Because there was two people. There was Akuma and someone else that always sort of looked alike. But I had like Street Fighter. The main Street Fighter game that I played was like for PlayStation, Street Fighter Ultimate or Street Fighter Ultimate 2 or something like that. I can never remember his name, but yeah, it was like some animal looking dude like that. But I'm pretty sure it was Akuma. But he just always like did this thing where he would like throw his arms out like Wolverine, but then a bunch of spikes would come out of his chest and like stab you from across the ring. And it was just like, whoa, okay, I like that dude.
That sounds like, I don't know who that is, but I don't think it's Akuma.
Yeah.
Akuma is like that dark evil.
He's basically
demon.
He's Dark Ryu.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's all in the
well,
same.
It's not him then. But he had like crazy weird hair like that guy though.
There was Blanca. I know Blanca's pretty easy to pick out.
Blanca's the green guy with red hair.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You go to Street Fighter rosters. His name's not clicking. Is he like one of the later ones, like Street Fighter 3 or something?
No, it was like it was for PlayStation 1, I think. And Street Fighter Alpha plus A. Street Fighter EX plus A.
Just gonna say Chun-Li. Chun-Li, let's go with Chun-Li. if it wasn't Ken Masters, it was Chun-Li.
Oh, Garuda.
Oh.
Yeah, that dude. That dude, I always played as him. Thought that dude was awesome.
So he's asking who would win out of all those?
I don't know who would win, but
I don't know if you guys watched the animated Street Fighter 2 movie, but Ken broke his legs and then meditated them to work. Healed them through meditation so that he could help Ryu fight Bison. So
yeah, no joke. I was gonna say out of that group, it'd probably be Ken.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Because Ken studied under pretty much the same thing as Ryu. He just kind of took off and did his own thing afterwards. While Ken, moped and walked around the world.
Yeah.
So, to answer the question, those three people and Ryu would win.
Yeah, pretty much. Sounds like it.
Tiger!
So,
sorry.
You want some bone cake?
Bone cake. Yoga Fire. Yoga Flame.
God.
I would just do all of them.
The old creepy Bones dude, the skinny dude, that his arms don't stretch. That dude. Yeah. That dude is weird. Anyway. I have nothing else to say.
That dude was weird. Anyway.
That dude is weird. Anyway. Augie Peterson has some questions for us, and they're good and hard questions.
How I like it.
Yes, you do. All right. So, at what point did you realize you were a geek? Is the first question.
I think I've told this story a couple of times, but it's when I found out about voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
There were people that did voices for cartoons, and I found out that the guy who plays Uncle Phil did the voice of the Shredder.
Yeah.
And then at school, we were watching that all-star cartoon, that little show where, it's the anti-drug cartoon. It had, Slimer from the Ghostbusters and Garfield and the Ninja Turtles and everybody in it. And I was like, did you know that Uncle Phil he's Shredder? He plays Shredder? And all the other kids looked at me like, what the hell are you talking about? And that's when I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life. Because I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That used to act out the scene in Batman 89, the part where he's in the factory and he's fixing to get away. Like he's trying to go one way and the cops are there. And he turns and he goes the other way and the cops are fixing to come through that door. See, he does that thing where he breaks the gas pellet and then he just shoots the grappling gun.
Yeah.
I used to act that by myself on the playground. That was probably another moment. Which is such a weird thing to act out of all the things to act out in that movie. But I used to do it all the time. The escape from the Access Chemical Factory. So, that's how I knew. What about you?
Me?
Yeah. What about you, Liam?
Probably the moment I had access to the internet. as a kid, and then now you have this like AOL thing, and it's dial up, and then oh my god, I can look up things and learn about things, and then yeah, from then on, just I want to know all about everything, and yeah, I think that would be it. I don't know what the exact year was, but
yeah,
because I grew up, in the boonies, we didn't have time for book readings.
Yeah, I don't know if I had an exact moment where I realized, or if it was just a slow and steady realization. I had some friends like Matt Scott and a few other folks, or maybe it was even back in first grade when I was like Bruno or Cutie. We had on Team NT episode, and Eric, his name is like Shermesser now, I think. Anyway, a bunch of us would play Turtles on the playground, or Mario on the playground, and run around and like climb on stuff, and but we would jump through holes through the I don't know, different playground equipment, and it would be like a portal or whatever, or the train on the playground was the turtle van, different things like that. And other people just sort of like stood around and like played hopscotch or kicked a ball or played football, and we're like literally running circles around them and making weird sounds, and like when we were playing Mario, we were literally making like tunnel sounds, doop doop doop, doop doop doop, doop 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 doop, running around the playground, and people looked at us weird. It might have been that. So I don't know.
Yeah, see, it reminds me. I kind of got cut off from the whole action figure thing as a kid pretty early because of being another friend when we were childhood friends growing up. Keith, holy crap, we had some of those Primal Fear. I don't know if you remember that game. It was a video game called Primal Fear, and they were basically like dinosaurs and monsters, like werewolves fighting. And they made figures, but they all had like those like water bladders and stuff where you could soak up water and squeeze their backs, and they would squirt water out. So me and my friend Keith, we always have to take things to level 10 of stupid when we do things. And we were like, oh man, they breathe fire in the video games. What if we fill their little bladders up with rubbing alcohol and then light it? And we almost burnt down the house. So because we turned our figures into flamethrowers. And they were like, well, you're done.
You're done forever.
Yeah, imagine that call to your parents. Could you come get your son? He almost burnt down my house.
Oh man.
Classic.
Yeah.
That's brutal. So I guess that would almost also be probably the geekiest thing you've ever done or have happened to you. That's the next question she asks.
There you go.
Is that the geekiest thing you've ever done? Or have happened to you, Liam?
I don't know. It's pretty high up there.
What about you?
You remember when the Phantom Menace came out and the action figures, they came with those little stands they had. Yes, thank you. I had bought like a bunch of those, and I wore the Darth Maul one to school the next day. And if anybody knows the year they came out in my age, I was in high school.
No.
So I'm going to go with that.
Well,
because I think the next day I was like, what did you do, you idiot? But that day I was like, man, this is so cool.
Because they looked like dog tags almost.
Yeah, and I mean, you could wear them. They tell you like you can wear them.
Yeah, and then if you buy the reader,
chains long enough.
Yeah.
And there was they look like really cool, like awesome, like robotic chips. And there was a picture of Darth Maul on it. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah. I did the same thing. Only mine was worse. Want to know why? Because the first figure I got from the Phantom Menace, and this is before I had seen the movie, I just have, I like to get interesting characters, different characters other than just the regular old people. So rather than getting like Captain Panaka, I, got Jar Jar Binks, and I had him on a chain. I don't know if I took the figure or if I took at least the comlink chain around my neck. but I was in 8th grade. So just before high school. But that isn't the geekiest thing I did. I let myself be caught up in the Pokemon craze, and I actually had a Pocket Pikachu that I walked around grade school with, like middle school with, in my pocket, and had my little Pocket Pikachu.
I'm gonna go ahead and file that under not a problem.
That was probably the geekiest thing I ever did.
I did that as well.
I don't know. There's probably other geekier things that I've done, but that's definitely the one I can think of right now. On the spot. I'm sure.
Well, if you want to get technical, it was not having a girlfriend all through school.
I don't know. I definitely
when
did
I say
that.
this, you were better off.
For sure. For sure, you were better off.
I know your stories.
I was a ladies' man, so I was always like flirting and always had a girl that I liked that I was pawning after.
See the problem with time travel is if I could go back in time to change it, I'd probably kill myself.
Oh God! Not like you wouldn't just like, hey, no, don't do this. It would just be an automatic, just gun to the head, like kill your younger self.
I would just slap him. I would slap him so hard that he would just hit the ground and be like, he's not getting back up, and all of a sudden I start fading away. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Oh,
you killed yourself.
Oh man. Jeez.
There you go, Augie. What was the next question?
The last one was from her was, what's one series or fandom or show that you wish you could get into but just can't for some reason?
Supernatural, because it is. I think it's because it's just so daunting. It's a lot.
It really isn't. If you just start slow, if you're just like, all right, I'm going to watch an episode here and there and watch it casually, you know, like if you consider it like that, and don't be like, I have to consume all of this in the next month or else, I'll fail. If you don't do that and take it on like that, but it's just like, you're basically going to have a show to watch. If you watch one episode a week, you're going to have a show or like a couple episodes a week, you're going to have a show to watch for like a year or more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but there's a time between that or DBZ. Or just Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah.
But from what I hear, I can just skip a bunch here and there.
Yeah.
I found a way into it, and that was would have been my answers. I wish I could have gotten into Dragon Ball, but I found a way in.
The shows are half as long as Supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
there's a difference, though. Like, there isn't a lot of filler with Supernatural. Not always, but...
It's a show you want to get into.
A show that I want to get
Or
into?
Yeah, or just something.
I really want to learn a foreign language, but I think I might be too stupid.
I suppose that could be considered a fandom.
Does that count? I don't know. A fandom. I need to be in a fandom.
Yeah, like what's one series, geekdom, fandom, show?
I guess it could be comic book series too. Like, is there something?
Man, that's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know. I think that I'm at that point where I'm either already in it or I'm not going to be. If that makes sense.
Well, it's like you're stuck in your ways because it's just like, look, if I'm not into it, it's not worth getting into. I don't know about it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing you don't regret not getting into? There's not like man, I wish I'd, read The Spirit or something. It's something.
Well, I guess that's the thing. I don't know too much about it, so I don't know if it's any good, so I don't know if I should regret it or not.
Okay.
It's kind of like that question. That's like, who has it worse, the guy who was born with no legs or the guy who had his legs taken away?
Yeah, but like in my instance where you have friends that are always talking about like, oh, this is so great. Like Dragon Ball is so great. You should get into it. But then I just never could because I tried to watch a couple episodes or never could or, never did. It was too daunting. I didn't want to get into it type thing. That was my situation. Or it's something, you could say like Star Wars Expanded Universe. There's too many books now that it's, not canon anymore, etc.
I think
or a video game franchise.
Yeah, I think I have more things on a. You know what? There you go. I wish I could have got into Mega Man.
All right.
How about that?
That's fair.
I think if I would have been there on the ground floor when Mega Man was first issued out, and everybody got the first of it, you would appreciate it and love it and be like, oh man, this is so cool, because I always loved how Mega Man looked. I don't know. I always joke with Bo all the time and tell him that as games get better and graphics and gameplay gets more and more crazier and just insane, I can't go back to retro gaming.
I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably would say, I don't know. I would have, prior to, like a month ago, I would have said Dragon Ball Z, but maybe Simpsons or South Park, or even like the new Star Wars stuff, some of the newer stuff I wish I could get into.
Yeah, if we flip the question of things that we wish we wouldn't have wasted our time with, that would
Stop this type of podcast. You got to cut it. Don't make me have to cut stuff.
So I had to.
Let's see. We have another question. Favorite from Sean LeChance. Favorite non-Luke, Han, Leia, Chewie Star Wars character.
Dash Rendar. Easy. Shadows of the Empire. He's awesome.
All right. Now, favorite canon non-core character.
He is still technically canon. He's
Nope.
I'm sorry, the Outlander is in it's still in A New Hope. I don't care.
Where in A New Hope?
Huh?
Where in A New Hope is it?
It's in when they're coming into Mos Eisley. The Outlander's taking off.
Didn't see it.
If the Outlander's in there, it's in there, and if the Outlander's taking off, then he's still driving it, then that's still a chance. I don't want to hear it.
I don't believe it. I don't recall that. That's funny. What about you, Liam?
That's a hard pass.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Pass. Next question.
Pass. Next question.
Okay, so positive.
Boba Fett, or Mace Windu, maybe, or Yoda, because I could say that. It's probably one of those two. Ooh, or goodness gracious, Qui-Gon Jinn is pretty good too. He's pretty. He's pretty awesome. Kit Fisto's awesome. So many awesome Jedi. Non-canon character would probably be Anakin Solo, or maybe, or Ben Solo, or Ben Skywalker. I mean, yeah, Ben Skywalker. No.
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
Ben Skywalker, or the twins, Jaina Solo or Jason Solo. Those are my favorite characters. So his next question is favorite Final Fantasy game and character.
This is where I have a story, but go ahead, everybody else.
I will say that if I had to pick one, I would say the dude with the gun. Is that Cloud? The sword gun. Is that Cloud?
No, that's
Final Fantasy VII.
Squall from Final Fantasy VIII.
Thank you. I couldn't remember his name, but it was
fur coat, bomber jacket.
Yeah, that's cool, bomber jacket.
Sure. I thought there was someone in 7 that had that, but as well.
Well, there was a gun guy in 7. It was Vincent, I believe.
The gunblade.
Well, the gunblade was Final Fantasy VIII. It looked like a big revolver.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a gun with a blade on it.
Yeah.
That's Squall from Final Fantasy VIII.
Well,
I know. I played way too much.
Well, anyway, I could have swore it was from 7 because, but here the story is that I had a friend that was trying to get me into Final Fantasy games, and he brings over Final Fantasy VII, and he's like, "Dude, this game is awesome. You have to play it." And he pops it in. But then he starts skipping through all the story, and then hands me the controller and tells me to continue skipping through the story. Meanwhile, I had this massive Star Wars collection. Still do. It's just boxed away. But it was all set up in my room at the time, and I had like my X-Wings and TIE Fighters hanging from like fishing line from the ceiling and everything, the whole 9 yards, the Millennium Falcon. And he's like crawling around on the floor and literally like almost puts his knee through my Millennium Falcon. I have to like dive off of my bed and rip the Falcon out from underneath his knee before he bashes his knee through it. And he's just like, oh, okay, and he's like messing with my X-Wing or my TIE Fighter, and it's the one that ejects the wings out, but the wings is what was holding it onto the ceiling. So the wings go flying and spinning on the line, and the actual part of the TIE Fighter just falls to the floor and knocks like 10 things over, and everything's falling over, and the game is still progressing, and he's just like, oh, it's a really great game, you should get into it. And then he just turns it off and wants to watch a movie. And he's like, you could borrow it and just play it. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to. If it's the Final Fantasy, why are there so many of them? If it's the final one. If it's the Final Fantasy, why are there 7 Final Fantasies?
Because
I know people have tried to explain it.
Technically, there's 15, but
yeah, people have tried to explain it. I just keep making that joke because I'm a jerk face. But anyway, so that was my horrific story of trying to get into Final Fantasy, and so that's why I don't really have a favorite of anything. But if I had to choose one, that Gunblade was pretty cool, whatever game it was. And for some reason, I thought it was 7 because that was the one he brought over. But could have came later, and I just saw it somewhere and was like, oh, that's cool. But no, I'm not going to play this game. So
maybe you can play that remake when it comes out at some point in Infinity.
He's never coming out.
I mean, it should be nice. But favorite Final Fantasy character?
That's the Maltese Falcon of games.
Yeah, see, like mine is really weird, and but my favorite character and game is Final Fantasy IX, and favorite character was Zadine, the main character, and I guess you'd have to Google it and look at it, and but they were like kind of like chibi characters. They weren't like full like they can't because 7 and 8 they were way more serious and darker tones and a lot of stuff. But it seems like Final Fantasy IX was more about friendship and love and stuff like that, and it was just really good.
Huh. So like Care Bears for Final Fantasy.
In a way, But
Cool.
you get to play. Your characters. You're a space pirate.
Nice.
And you're trying to save the world. So, and yeah, your character has a tail, so he looks like a little Saiyan. And, yeah, it's really good. I highly recommend it if you ever get a chance to go back and play it because they've remade it so many times and it's on every platform.
Huh.
You can literally pick it up for like $10. It's totally worth it.
All right, Bo, your story. What's your
favorite character? It's Sephiroth, just because I like to hear George Newbern say
Good to see you, Cloud.
in that movie. It's totally worth it, and I wish I had his voice. I don't see how he does that voice, and then he does Superman too. I just don't. It's weird to me. But my favorite Final Fantasy game is probably 14 because that's the one I played the most. And the reason why it's my favorite is because.
Oh man,
yeah, you know where it's coming. I played that game for a long time with Liam, and then at a certain point, I decided, I'm gonna. I think I've played it enough. I'm gonna walk away, and but I didn't want my stuff to go to waste, so I decided to break down everything, all my material and everything, sell off everything, and convert everything to where I could give it to Liam's character. And we had created this awesome backstory where we were brothers.
This might actually fit into what's the geekiest stuff you ever done too question because this also qualifies. This qualifies.
It might be. It very well might be. And this is also undeniable proof that he loves me. So I do all this, and in character, I leave a message saying, like, you
gotta be kidding me.
No, in character, I leave a message saying,
This is an MMO. This is Final Fantasy 14 XIV Realm Reborn, and it was a straight MMO. Keep that
saying, like, in character, like, I'm going away, this is goodbye, I'm sorry, and all this stuff. He gets this message and all these things. He thinks it's a quest to find me.
Because he said it's like I'm lost at sea. Like he pulled out this like I'm going away and I'm lost at sea and all this stuff. And I was like, holy shit, I gotta go save my friend.
So he spends a couple of days trying to find me. I have no clue he's doing this.
Yeah. Because he left like small hints where I could find it on the map.
He's looking at work. He's doing all this. And he's saying, dude, I cannot find you. What's going on with this? Can you help me out? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Days.
I got a message saying that you've been you've been lost at sea, man. I can't anywhere to start to help you. And I'm like, dude, I just gave you my stuff. I'm not playing anymore. Just the heartbreak in his voice. And it's just like and at that moment I was just like, I love you too, man. It was just like the sweetest thing ever. But I was just like, yeah, I'm just not playing it, man. I didn't mean to I was just staying in character. Thought it would be fun.
I have a particular set of skills.
But it's days. I think it was like 2 days.
No, it was like 4. Because it was like 4 or 5 days. Because I actually was reading the note and trying to pinpoint the exact moment, or the exact point of the map of where you could have went missing. Because you said you were at sea, and I had to factor in where would that be. So I went to the grand city in the ocean.
He said he was talking to everybody.
Yeah, every NPC I could find. I went to all the guilds and stuff, and I was like, "It's gotta be something. I'm gonna bring him back."
You really did, and it did. And I felt so bad that I ended up coming up with another character that was like a long lost brother, and I came back in and I played for a couple more months, and then I ended up leaving again. But I was just like, "Oh my god, dude, this is probably the sweetest thing anybody's ever done ever."
Now, because you have to tell him, I also have that stupid MMO abilities where I'll grind if I need to.
This man's grinding ability, he can level a character. It's amazing. He should do it professionally, like those Korean kids do, where they just like, I'll level it up for you, for this much money. He could do that professionally if he wanted to. But man. It was just, I had no idea he was doing it. Meanwhile, I'm over here living my life playing like some single player game or something. And he's just on this mad quest to find me, and he's never going to do it.
Betrayal. That's what that was. Ultimate betrayal.
And all I did was write a note in character. I thought it would be, I just thought I would like to end it in character.
It was such a in my defense, it was such a well put together note. And all the items were in there. It just didn't make sense that's what he was doing. And I took it as, oh my god, my friend has been kidnapped, and it's some kind of secret quest, and I must find it.
I think it started as because I had the items that were left. It didn't make sense that they were left over, so I came up with this thing like, oh, I could just say like this was what was left. Like that's all they found of me.
Yeah, and they were useless items. And I did. But they were his like starter clothes. And I'm like, wait a minute.
And then it's like a huge sum of money, and then because I didn't want to go to waste.
I thought that was the quest reward.
Yeah. he went all out on it, man.
Yeah. God.
And so I know he loves me.
That is amazing.
So there you go.
So that's why Final Fantasy 14 is my favorite out of the bunch.
That is something else,
That
man.
is Dog Cabal. I think that was his name.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Man.
Wow. That is amazing. That is probably my favorite story ever. Oh, goodness. I'm dying. My face hurts. Oh, that's funny.
That's just one of them.
Thanks for bringing that up.
I'm proud of that story. I'm proud of that story.
Not my proudest moment.
I'm proud of it.
I believed it. Does that answer your question?
I would say that is a sufficient answer to that question. Wow.
You go, Sean. So the second I read that, I was like, oh, man, I got to tell that story.
Yeah. Yeah, with good reason. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's awesome.
Well, anyway, we're on Spotify.
Well,
we have a Discord.
Happy birthday, Polly.
We're also selling T-shirts in support of the podcast, so check those out.
T-shirts now.
We got T-shirts and all that kind of good stuff, so check them out. Join us on Discord.
How do I get one of these?
You
T-shirts?
go to our website and click the link
We're on
Podbean.
Yeah, Teespring.
Very well. All right.
Or search for us on Teespring,
Very
Masters of the Thunder Nerds. And if you enjoy the podcast, you should consider becoming a patron. $1 gets you early access to episodes, and $2 gets you early access and weekly bonus content, not to mention the archive. The bonus content being everything from everything we've probably inevitably cut out of this episode to fun games and things like that. That, for example, Liam had a fun game from Season 1 that no one has ever heard. Save for our patrons. So you should check that out. We're at patreon.com, Masters of the Thunder Nerds. So check that out.
Geek-Men.
Hey Thunder Nerds, it's your host Dustin here, back with a special announcement. Just wanted to let everybody know that every week when we release an episode, there's a lot more that goes into that than what you guys hear that goes live. There's outtakes, there's, extra bits and games and good segments that actually go and get put into Patron bonus episode. And there was actually a ton of stuff that we cut out of this episode that's going to be live this Friday for our patrons. However, we decided it would be a shame for everyone to miss out on this, and we want to give everyone a taste of all this extra content that we have out there. So it's going to be free for everyone this Friday on patreon.com, Masters of the Thunder Nerds. So head out there this Friday and give it a listen. It's going to be free for everyone. And then moving forward, if you do enjoy the podcast, you should consider becoming a patron. Just $1 gets you early access to episodes, and $2 gets you of monthly pledge gets you early access plus the weekly bonus content that you'll be hearing this Friday. Not to mention all the archive from all the Season 1 bonus extras and stuff like that. So you should really give it a thought and some consideration. Until next time, I've been Dustin, Bo's been Bo, and for this episode, Liam's been Liam, the one and only. Have a good one.